Yeah, hello and welcome to the next brief Throne of Allegoria video. Throne of Allegoria is Robin Lee's and Steve McKenzie's new Spielworxx release, which will be released at Essen in October of 2019. And what you are seeing here is strictly prototype material, so the colors will be, in the final product, will be a lot brighter. Today I would like to briefly explain phase B of the game turn, which is a planning phase. Each player in the game has a set of 6 bidding markers. One side depicts a number or symbol. 2 are zeros, 2 are ones, 1 is a 2 and 1 is a star. And let me briefly show you these, or some of these markers. So this would be a 1, and you see the number is only 1 on one side. And here we have a 2, and here we have a 0. And of course, in the final game, these numbers will be embossed into the wood, so it's not the stickered option. The game also has 7 action spaces. I'll get to that a little bit later. And each player only places 1 bidding marker at a time. The number on the bidding marker must be kept secret. The bidding marker must be placed in the leftmost available bid space, and only a maximum of 3 bidding markers may be placed on a single bid space. But the player must place the second and third markers in the same space as their first bidding marker. And a 0 marker is only used for bluffing or as a placeholder. I'll get to that a little bit later. So we have 2 action spaces on the smaller game board. This one is for claims cards, and this one is for workforce cards. The main game board has another 7 action spaces. So these are the action spaces for soldiers, for spies, for merchants, for bankers, and for scholars. And all follow the same rules. And I will now concentrate on a single action space as an example. And you see that it has 4 spots here, 4 bidding spaces, 4 bidding spots. And the third one and the fourth one is only used in a 3 or 4 player game. And I said earlier that a player may only place a maximum of 3 markers per spot, and you see this here as well. So let us assume it is a 3-player game, and 1 bidding marker is now placed at a time by the 3 players secretly. And as I said, a player always has to place in the leftmost empty space. So let us now do this in the example. So blue places a marker, then black, later pink, blue again, and black again. And now the players have placed all 6 of their bidding markers on the 7 action spaces. And you also see that you have to plan ahead. You cannot be everywhere. You only have 6 markers, 2 are zeros, so just dummies for bluffing. And you have to divide them on 7 spots. You do have some knowledge of the meta level because the royal decree has been read aloud. The workforce cards have been, you can see them, and the traveling merchant card is open. So you know what the general economy may be. So in an excellent economy, you may want to concentrate on the merchant action, but maybe all players now try to do this, so it is maybe better to stay away from the merchant action space at this time. When now all players have flipped the markers, placed the markers, they are flipped over, starting with the first action space. And so now let us do this, and we'll see we have 2 1s here, a 0 and a 1, and a 2 over here. Not sure if you can see this. Hopefully you can. And then the position is determined. Higher numbers are better. But ties are broken by the one or by the color, by the player who is placed earlier, so is more to the left. So with 2 it would be blue, then pink with another 2, and then black with a 0, with a 1, sorry. But let us now assume that black has only placed 0. Then it is completely out. As I said, zeros are just for bluffing or as a placeholder. And in this example, black used it as a placeholder because black placed the 0 first and then later in the same spot the 1. All positions on all action spaces, they translate into actions later. And all these actions will be conducted in phase C of the game turn, and they are the topic of the next video. Thank you for your time and thank you for your attention.